with a hand on the wall.
Okay.
Whether you're sitting or standing, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever feels good. And we're going to start moving the hand, and you're going to explore the movement of the hand, right and left, forward and back, fingers. And you're going to take a long time. We're going to probably do 10, 15 minutes. So really allow yourself to start gliding, lifting, looking at the texture of the skin, texture of the wall, the lightness that you touch, the pressure that you push in with. Just keep on asking questions, looking at what it does, and if it gets kind of boring, then you get it into the wrist, into the elbow, into the shoulder. Maybe then it can take you into pushing away, getting into rotation, into going down, into going up. Just keep on finding more and more and more things about the hand in contact with the wall and its relationship to it. And first do one hand and see how it affects that side of the body. If you want to sit, you can sit on the side of the chair, facing the wall, on the corner of the chair facing the wall. So you find a way that your body is comfortable and relaxed, so you can pay attention.
Is it always with your right hand?
We're doing only with one side now.
Okay.
You choose the side that's comfortable for you.
This side is not comfortable.
Later on, we're going to transfer it to the other side that's less comfortable, but we always try to start with what we already know,
Okay.
with whatever is comfortable. So when you push away, which part of the hand do you push with? Is it equal on both the thumb and the little finger? Is it more towards the little finger? Is it more towards the big finger, the thumb? Do you have pressure in the middle between the wrist and the thumb? What happens when you put pressure on the tip of other fingers? Just keep on inventing questions and explorations. What happens if you put your hand lower? How does it affect your ribs? What happens if you put your elbow higher? Just keep on inventing. I'm going to get quiet, so I'll let you just close your eyes and go into your own inquiry rather than me coming up with ideas for you. I'll say one more thing for the people that are newer, that when you get the wall, the hand pushing into the wall and the wall pushes into the hand, and it transfers the weight into the body, and the body starts to move, how much do you include everything rather than isolate? Meaning that is your hip, pelvis part of the movement? Are your ribs part of the movement? Is the neck part of the movement? Are your eyes moving in the shape of the movement that you're creating? And on and on and on. You can turn the hand so the palm of the hand is coming in contact. notice if you have tension in your jaws or in your lips or anywhere else, and reduce unnecessary tension. So this is 10 minutes that we've been doing this. Slowly slide your hand down the wall to a place where it's relaxed. And do nothing. And breathe into the right side of the body.
That wasn't all at the door.
And exhale. I misspoke, I'm sorry. Just breathe normally and pay attention to the right side of the body and to the left side of the body, and notice if the side that you worked with feels somewhat different than the side that you didn't work with. Is an internal exploration and attention and intention to the finding out the sensations and the feeling created a change in the tonality of that side versus the other side. And go ahead and maybe get yourself seated on a corner of a chair. So the corner of the chair is in between your legs. And we're going to work with the same side that you worked with, whichever side it was. So you make the chair so your hand is able to touch the wall without being too close, so the elbow is really, really restful. And have your feet stacked so it gives you a nice balance on both sides of your pelvis. The elbow is relaxed, so Peggy, I think you should maybe try to sit on the other corner of the chair.
Okay.
So your elbow can be unstressed. No, I mean, do you see me?
Mm-hmm.
So my elbow is really relaxed. So turn the chair a little bit more. There, wonderful. I think now it's going to be easier to just relax. Yeah? Can you feel the difference?
Yeah.
A little bit? Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right, so now we're going to start gliding the hand up and down. And the job that you have is to go internally into the bones. Try to stay away from muscle and feel the bones traveling up on the wall and down on the wall. And picture in your mind's eye the angle that you have in your shoulder to the arm and between the elbow, connecting the arm to the forearm, and in the wrist, connecting into the carpals, the little bones in the hand. See if you can sense the space of the phalanges, the finger bones, and there are joints. There are 3 in every single one of them. And if you feel tension in the shoulder, maybe go a little bit into a different area of the wall and see if you can find a place that you can slide up and down, creating less and less involvement of the muscles and having the bones take you up and down. You may need to get your chair a little bit closer to the wall. You may need to get your chair a little bit further away from the wall. Keep on finding the measurement that fits your body, where you can reduce unnecessary tension between the neck and your shoulder. And I'm going to invite you in a minute, as you start feeling more and more comfortable, maybe you need to lift less. Try to really go to a place where your muscles in your neck and shoulder are not recruited. Let go of the hand for a minute, let it go completely, slide it down. Maybe even keep your eyes closed. Rest. Allow the brain to digest. See in your mind's eye the angle of the bones. And now lift, repeat the movement with the arm hanging, just in your mind's eye. The bones sliding up and the bones sliding down. What will it take to have the structure, the bones, the skeleton, be in our mind's picture to create movement rather than immediately recruit muscles? And I want to invite you now to the sensation of getting ready to lift the hand into the wall. I want you to become acquainted, familiar, friendly with that internal get ready sensation. So go ahead and get ready, but don't do a movement, just get ready. Feel how your body is organizing itself and let it go. So you're not doing anything that I can see. But you sense your nervous system together with the bones, seeing the internal shape, the angles, the pressure or no pressure, the sliding up, the gliding and down. And with that internal knowledge, whenever you're ready, take your time. I have no idea what's going inside you. You are the only one that knows. But stay true to yourself, not to my direction. When you're ready, when your system is ready, find a way to the wall and see if you can move the bones without the muscles. And find the time that the muscle wants to be recruited, and maybe go into it and maybe not. Get curious. Maybe you need to move the thumb away from the wall and start a rotation so the forearm is facing you, so you can go a little bit higher. Maybe not. And if you haven't tried the rotation of the thumb with the forearm, I'll invite you. The thumb is connected to the radius bone. It rotates around the ulnar bone. And maybe this is a organization that would help lift a little bit higher. Check if your feet and your legs and your knees are placed in a place that supports you. Check to see if your two sides of the pelvises are meeting the seat equally, giving you support to sit on. Are you breathing on the way up as well on the way down without interruption? Are you holding the breath in any place along the way? Are you able to include now the ribs? Can you feel the ribs opening up just a little bit as you're gliding up and relaxing as you're gliding down? I want to invite you to put an imaginary brush at the tip of your fingers and paint with color or colors on every little finger. And as you're going up and down, that color is creating a line in the air. You know those photographs that takes picture of people in motion and you can see the motion. See the motion of your fingertips. So if you get the paper, you'll be able to draw the 3 dimensions of that up and down. Maybe it's making not a straight up and down, maybe it's arcing. Mine is arcing. Now put the paint also on the 2 sides of the base of your hand when the ulna and the radius meet the base of your hand on the joints. And with that paint, you draw the rotation of the radius and the ulna. And you're always invited to drop your arm and rest if it gets heavy, or you need to check. Actually, let's all drop our arm down and let our brain digest. How does that side feel? What kind of clarity do you have of that side in your brain mapping? one last time, imagine, don't move your arm, just imagine and see in your mind's eye the trajectory, the line that your arm went up and down, and how did the bones arrange itself as you were doing the movement. How did your scapula supported you? How did the opening and lifting of the ribs supported you? How did the feet anchored to the floor supported you? And how did the breath supported you? And with that concert of all the players playing, let it go, open your eyes, turn your chair around, and we're going to do the other side. Find the right distance where your hand can, the elbow can hang, and the hand can kind of perch on the wall. Like if it was sticky, it can just stay there, and there will be absolutely no effort on the shoulder or anything else. And first, without doing any movement whatsoever, just take a breath and imagine what would it be like on this side, and see how does it feel to arrange this side in your mind's eye. How does your nervous system get ready on this side? For some of us, we have this shoulder and that shoulder, the good shoulder, the not so good shoulder, injuries, maybe just stiffness from all the injuries, all kinds of stories around this side or that side. So just notice, without judgment, just notice. Be the observer of that conversation inside you, and see if you can let it go, because the brain is able to learn new things. And we're going to take the learning from the first side, and we're going to picture it in our mind's eye. We're not going to move the hand at all. You're just going to see yourself as bones moving up, and bones sliding back down, and you're going to feel your feet supported on the floor, and the two sitting bones anchored on this chair, and the ribs opening up as you inhale, and coming down to relaxed state when you exhale. And see if the angle between the forearm and the arm can get clearer. See if the space between the wall and the fingers can get clearer. And whenever you're ready, or not, you're welcome to stay and just imagine. But if you feel ready to maybe make 1/4 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch, 2 inch, 5 inch, whichever it is for you, allow the bones to glide up and try to stay away from recruiting muscles. We're trying to stay in bones today. And yes, the brain is arguing, yes, muscles are recruited, and we can't do it without muscle, and of course. I'm talking about the automatic recruitment of muscles and creating more tenacity that's needed. So we're reducing it by giving the nervous system and the bones the head start. And if at any point you feel the tension is crawling in, maybe invite the rotation of the thumb so the radius can turn over the ulna in the forearm. And if you notice, I'm going through this side much faster than we did the first, because the brain can just, oh, I know that, I've learned it on the other side. You just have to cross from one side to the next. And at any time that you need to rest, you're welcome to rest. And start putting the paint into the edges of the fingers, into the edges of the joint at the end, the distal end of the ulna and the radius, at the edge where they meet the base of the palm of your hand, and start drawing the line up in the air. Like beam of lights in the dark. And rest your shoulder and rest your arm and let it fall down. Have both arms hanging outside your legs, your thighs. And see if you can picture your shoulders. How far off your ear are they? Is one shoulder closer to your ear than the other? Are they in front of your ears? Are they aligned with your ears? How is your breath into both sides of your lungs? Which side is clearer? Which side the breath goes deeper? And I will invite you to probably stand up and have the hands back on the wall. If you need to sit, you can sit, but I think it will be more interesting to actually stand again and go back to the beginning where we explored with a push and with a pull and with the rotation of one arm or the other to see how it takes the rest of the body and how we can involve the whole body. So we're going to spend a few minutes seeing how the push from the wall, the relationship of the wall to the feet, to the ribs, to the hip, to a rotation. So we're going to go back to the beginning of the class where you're asking questions and you're noticing if anything with that exploration that we did, maybe the hand can be lower, maybe the hand can be higher, or maybe one higher, one lower. Maybe you want to do it sitting, I don't know. I mean, you just keep on following your call internally to see how is the relationship of the hand to the wall and going up and down affects the rest of your body. How can you get the whole body part rather than put all the force on the poor shoulder? If you had to lift your arm up above head, how would the ribs and the pelvis will be part of it? How can you support that extension of the arm with the rest of the body? And get curious with what makes sense to you, with what life brings to you, whether you are cutting a limb on a bush or hanging something on the wall or reaching down and up, whatever it is for you. If it's in front of you, it might be push and pull, cutting something in the kitchen. How can you get your spine rotating, your ribs rotating? Is the outside of your hand more effective? Is the inside of your hand more effective? Is putting the fingers together, putting the fingers apart? Is the rotation with the palms towards you gives you more power? What would you take from this exploration into your day-to-day activities? Can you turn your palm and have your body turn with it? What would that look like? What if you had to bring your head underneath your arm? Is that a possibility? Or if it's not, how far can you go and what's holding you back? Where do you have to soften or get clearer in your mind's eye to be able to go around yourself? And slowly come to a standstill. And have your arms by your sides. And just notice, how is it to be inside my own body? Why are my shoulders? How much was I able to recruit the bones and the nervous system before I recruit my muscles into an action? Did it give me any freedom or any more ease? And thank you very much.
Yeah.